And let's get to it. My name is Scott Ruther. I'm the Chief Strategic Officer at T3Live.com. Welcome to today's morning call. Hopefully everyone's feeling well. At this point, pretty quiet morning. Futures were down 3, up 3, down 3. Usual suspects kind of on the move, where that's what's been happening. AD lines on Friday were pretty weak. Yesterday they were pretty weak. A lot of people calling for a February decline, but PS, SPYs and Qs are having inside days. SPYs right now, inside action. As long as it holds 489, you can't get too bearish, and then might build another upper flag. Qs also, held where they had to yesterday. And it also looks like it's kind of, hanging in there. Obviously, some of these things you feel like you can't buy anymore, but if you're shorting them, you're getting in trouble, and there's definitely some action. The action's not everywhere. You have to be in the right place, right time, but that's our job to figure that out. Right place, right time, not to fight things and try and continue to move our feet in order to make some money. So we'll see how much longer this holds 422. And really, the tech, Qs haven't been above a high since January 24th, and it's February 6th. Look at that. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Almost 10 trading days without a new high in the Qs. Are we allowed to do it? Is that allowed? Anyway, some of the rumblings on all the bears is why the IWM is so weak. But when you have the street asking for 5 cuts and you get a jobs report the way you did and some stuff, chances are it's hard for the small caps to go up. But anyway, 190.06. What's the IWM doing today? Down 30 cents. Maybe it goes red to green versus 190.06. We'll see. XLE, actually, some guys are like, hey, Red Dog, it held 82. Are you interested? I'm not really interested, but you could buy it if you want. A lot of guys were long from down here. I would know I was in Oxy, whatever. Hit a high of 85, now 82-ish is a decent level. Maybe this is an inverted head and shoulders pattern, and some flows will come to energy stocks. Could be. It's not really where the action is though for now. XLF is also kind of putting in a wedge up here after a Red Dog reversal last week. Kind of held where it had to on what was that, Friday, and then, or what was this, Thursday, and then came up and it's wedging. So that might give some clues on the indices. As far as like the major names, let's just go to NVIDIA first. NVIDIA, wow. This type of move now that everyone's starting to be like, oh my God, I had so much here, and so much here, and even so much when it broke here and get out here. At this point, when I woke up this morning, the video was up at 709, and I'm like, you know what, maybe I should sell the 740 calls. I remember when Tesla was in Fuego, I would be selling premium into Tuesday, Wednesday, and then, especially not here, but 1, 2, 3, 4, on day 5 up, chances are you could do that carefully. Earnings aren't this week, they're in a week or so. Or some might short versus a level once you see a real divergence, but it's getting very, to me, it felt like this morning it was very erratic, like up 12, down 12, like there's a little fever breaking somewhat, or not. We'll see how it goes. It's pre-market, but bottom line is, you got to buy it when it's calculated or traded intraday, and it says as of right now, it's above 694. See if it holds it. It was as high as 712. I'll see what the premium is in like the 740. 740s I feel pretty safe. If it's at 740 up here by Friday, today's Tuesday, chances are you could trade around that. But then again, you don't, that's a dangerous type of move. Or you wait for a level to be short against and see how it goes. I know yesterday we made some cute money shorting AMD, but again, that's not the way to make big money. AMD, me and Chilla were shorting in the first 10 minutes, made some good cash flow, covered it. 171 is now a spot to see if it holds. So AMD is down $1.75 while NVIDIA's up a little bit. What's SMCI doing? It's good to see what the group is doing. It's up 10. Wow. So these two are acting better the last 2 days than AMD. We'll see if some buyers come. I am not fading AMD into weakness. If anything, we'll see if it can hold this and rebuild, or if all of a sudden NVIDIA goes red and SMCI goes red, and maybe this will be the weakest one, and then it'll break 171, and then you'll see if it changes. Those are just some thoughts. In mega cap tech land, I am in some Apple still, and I don't know if it's going to start a new active sequence. I don't know how long we can stay with it, but I do know we have 185-ish. Maybe it builds a pocket pivot here. It's flattish. Good buy post earnings. Now it's got to hang in here to build some confidence to continue. Then you have some gaps to trade against. I'm still in Amazon. It's down a little bit. I added a little bit, and you were able to trade around it. It's got to digest this gap. It does have a lot of selling from Jeff. It's hard to tell how he's doing it, what day he picks. I would think he probably just gave it to some kind of institutional sales trading firm that puts it in a program and puts out a certain percentage of the volume each day so he doesn't lean on it. Anyway, 161.34 is key. Can it go sideways and continue? At some point, if it takes that out, that'd be great. I'm trying to be patient here, not too big so I could stay with it. Meta I don't own, but I was like, hey, maybe I could buy Meta today versus 453, which would be about 80, 35 points off the high or 30 points. Meta is actually up this morning, so makes it trickier. It's up 4. So some guys went out short saying, it's going to get in the gap, and I have to figure out what to do. If you're still long versus 453, that is that strategy. You have to be less and give it some room. Netflix was a little loose and wide yesterday. What do I mean? Well, it was getting really tight, and then it pushed, and then it came in. Getting trickier. Make sure if you're long, you have to stop at 557 to 537. I haven't really been trading this. Google poked its head into the gap a little bit. It's not really that compelling. No real setup now, but did give you a red dog reversal on Friday, a little bit of follow through. So that's nice when that happens. Tesla's still very broken, but for people like Red Dog, it gives me a trade here and there. I'm just taking a trade, taking a trade and running. Okay. Well, it's been below the 8-day. It's been a better sell than a buy this entire time. Yesterday made a low of 175. Tesla's down 3. It does give you a red to green trade every now and then. Even yesterday, well, it went down 10 first before it rallied 4. So, the beauty of Tesla, which is why I like to use to trade it, is that it does show you a glimpse of what it might do for the next 15 or 30 minutes. If it stops going down and the market continues going down, usually there's a trade there. If the market goes up and it doesn't participate, usually it goes down. Doesn't trade by appointment. It trades with a lot of relative strength and weakness. So that's why I like trading it. We'll see what happens today. Maybe there's a trade versus 175. Or not. There's definitely easier things out there. Then as far as I went over Amazon and Meta and Apple, and then we did the semis. Some of the software. So Snow, you got a little loose and wide. You got to pick and choose your battles with these. These are tricky. It still looks fine. Datadog tried to go, couldn't really hold. Maybe with a little time it tries again. Thank goodness we bought MDB on Friday, and I did trim some calls into into that move, and then it didn't hold, and then I bought some back, and then I think yesterday Kramer was positive on this, so it's up a little bit more than some of the others. What's it doing? It's up 750. It was up at 450. So maybe next time it tries to, maybe it does like an inside day and then takes this out if the market wants to do that. We'll see. Big 6-month base. It's just, again, these names are hard. They're very loose and wide, and if you have some size, you can get yourself in a little bit of trouble, so be careful. As far as the little ones, MSOS, I'm still in. It's trending higher. I still think there's room. Someone's like, what would it take to get back in tier 2? Well, I don't want to get in tier 2 into strength here. I had a lot down here, and I still have some, and I still think, if you finally get the news, there's been no news, there's been anticipation, it could go to 14, so I want to make sure I have some when I'm watching it, but I don't want to be too big and give back money. As far as our other concept play that's been technically acting well, Rumble, symbol's RUM. We started buying it in here, and I've been trading around it, adding on dips and managing it. It does seem like at some point it could work its way up to 860, 11. They're supposed to be getting a lot of new people on their platform. This was one of the few names that did come public way back when, a year or so ago. And, we'll see. As long as it acts well, I'll stay with it now. You can put your stop in at 640, and in time, maybe it can continue. Some say it moves a little bit with Digital World, which is Trump's platform. Rumble is pretty conservative, so hey, maybe that's the case. I'm not trading fun anymore, but this also looks like there's commitment here. I guess maybe Trump will be the Republican candidate, which I can't believe. I can't believe it's Trump and Biden, but I'm not going to talk politics. But these things are in play. Looks decent. Palantir, thank goodness for Gustano. He got me long, on Friday, and I sold some strength, and then on the dip, I bought some options, and right now Palantir is up a bunch. Palantir is, up 19%. So the call spread that I have on here is a good one, 17 by 19 and a half. So I gotta ask myself, do I just let it go till Friday and you let all the options like play out and maximize it, or do I sell half just in case it opens up and fades and I give money back? I might, manage half and then hold half to see if it goes. And last time there was a trade. Last time, it gapped up and, gave you actually even a day two and then went sideways and continued. So we'll see if it could gap up and hold 19 and create another sequence. Because after that reversal, all that's done is come in. We'll see how it goes today. How much of today's gap holds to base future trades? That's what you have to do there. But anyway, I needed that. And then KWeb, ages up a bunch. I've been accumulating this. I don't remember the day we started, but I started somewhere in here and then didn't sell any. And then I just held and I bought more on this day, bought more on this day, trimmed, got smaller, and then I bought a little bit back and back to kind of what I had down here. So we gap up, I'm gonna trim some and hold some, and hey, maybe this time it acts better. It's up $1.24 and change, up 4%. Last time you had a gap that held, another gap, and then it filled it and came in. So we'll see if this gap upholds. And then based on future trades, listen, at this point, there's a lot of smart money that I like follow, saying you got to be careful in February, historically, especially after 3 months. At this point, I have some puts on, but I'm like losing money there. It's annoying to lose in hedges and then have very select few stocks working, but that's the market we're in right now. So you got to be careful. You got to be selective. Don't get overextended. Know what you can handle. Lilly, congratulations. This was a power play for us to start the year. Another name that people are like, wow, I wish I stayed with this. I remember when it broke out, it drove everyone nuts, and then boom, broke out, gave you a move, held, and wow, look where Lilly's opening up. I told you guys the story of my friend. He just texted me before. He named his kid Lily. I think she's 12 now. His cost basis for this stock is 25. Bought only 1,000 shares, and you know what? Lily paid for her own college. It was a good name to pick, better than picking Pfizer. Anyway, just funny. This could happen in the market. It doesn't happen every day, and happens on all different time frames. But if you do your homework and pick great stocks that are come out with narrative changing stories, you could build wealth. You could also build wealth long term with S&P flows, and you could create cash flow with the process. That's why we work so hard. Anyway, sometimes they're easier than others, and we'll see how the next few days goes. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll see you later.